Well, I thought I'd give people a little bit of an update. I'm trying to rearrange my house so I have an office. This will be my office, which is not set up, so I'm not really going to show too much, but furniture is in the room. Just need to clean out some other stuff, and um, hopefully, this will lead to something pretty interesting in my future. Now, having an office and able to do something within this office. Um, Looking forward to starting this blog radio show. Looks like inspired I am, and I will be. Well, right now we're looking at discussing this interview Oprah did with Pierce. I forget his name, but I made a video about that. She wants to talk about it, so we might be having uh, she sees something completely different than me, so it should be interesting if that's the way we're going to go. I would kind of like to use that show as an example of how to create something out of nothing, how to have a dream and just make it happen, and maybe just share that experience with other people, so maybe you can see how to create something out of nothing. And one of the things I'd like to focus on, which we've discussed, is producing a documentary. I've always wanted to do that. She was talking about writing a book. I said, why don't you put the book into more of a film because we're more visual? And I'd like that to be done fairly quickly, within a year. So I would like to have a show talking about, okay, how do we produce this? What are the steps? What should we have? I mean, all the processes involved. I really wouldn't mind having that discussed on a radio blog. Have a phone in, have an audience participate with it. See how they have a wish for themselves and might be blocked with, okay, here's the challenge. How do we overcome this challenge? I want it to be more of an inspirational type show that I'm busy working on my dreams, and I don't want to be influencing everybody else on what their dreams should be, but listen to themselves and find their own dreams and find their own path. And if mine is an example of that, and it works, then maybe just see if it works for you as well. And because we need some global change right now. And we need to jump into change, which means in your life, you got to take a different path. And in your life, what you thought you were going to do, you actually have to fill your days up with something completely different. If we all did that, we'd see global change. It's math. um, so right now, I'm really busy getting my house in order. My goal is to have everything in place by the first of the month, and want to start this talk show for next Monday. And I'd really like to start that a little bit earlier if I could fit it in the times, just because it'd be good motivational for me if it's going to be a motivational show. I could use the motivation to keep myself on track. Um, it's nothing like having good friends keeping each other on track of what it is they're supposed to be doing. And I have several other meetings that I've got to have, a lot of other things in the works. There's this TV show that I'm just signing the contracts, which I'd really like to discuss one day. Today's not the day, but just enough to say something's interesting there that I'd like to talk about. What else am I working on? I want to still work at reading this book. Sure is nice if people let me know that they are still interested in it, because that's the driving force behind me reading it. I think there are quite a few. Inspired I Am, for one, is really enjoying the book. The only reason I'm reading it, I know I suck at reading, and I know I suck at pronouncing words. So anybody who struggles through listening to me read, sorry for that, but it's cool information, and I do think it's relevant. It is the best problem-solving tool on the planet that I could find. And let's face it, we're dealing with a few problems, so understanding what a problem is and having the cutting-edge tool on how to solve problems, it's the best way to find truth. So that's why a lot of us can't afford to buy the book, so I'm reading it. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about too. There was a video. I hope I still have the link. If I don't have the link attached to this video, then that video is long and gone. But check it out. Somebody sent me a concert where the singers were just holographic images that looked like they were right on the stage, real live. Everybody's clapping and thinking it was real, and then they just disappeared. It collapsed. And just to let you know that it was a holographic image you were watching. Ironically, I've said this in the past, I was in a room with holographic technology. They described to me how it works, and a lot of this technology meant you had to understand how the eye actually sees and how the brain perceives reality in order to manufacture an external example of ourselves. I mean, how we view our world in the external world is how you actually have to make a holographic tool work. So it is, I don't know, it's so hard to try and get people to understand what really is going on globally. A lot of what we need to understand, this wake up, if you understand how holographic images are created, then you can understand the human experience. It's one aspect anyways, there's many, many, many of them, but it's sort of like each pixel, like if it was a flat picture, each pixel had information of what color it's supposed to be, and you put all of those pixels together and it forms a nice little picture. But if you want it to be a three-dimensional one, then each pixel has to know what it is, but it also has to know everything else so it knows where to put itself. That is sort of one rough way of understanding it, is that a holographic image has to know its individual piece, but also it has to have information of the whole, which means you are a small little piece of a big picture, but inside you, you know the whole, you know the whole game. You know the whole holographic image that's being played out. You just don't know how to tap into your own personal information, which is what I'm trying to share on my channel. But holographic, for some reason, I wanted to share that information. That I have no idea why I've crossed paths with a lot of interesting conversations, a lot of interesting people, a lot of interesting technology, enough that a lot of other people just don't seem to see the same things as me. And it's just sharing information. I know that this alien shit is crap. A lot of technology that is man-made is trying to make you think, oh, this is alien technology. No, alien is something outside this dimensional particle wave world. They do work in wave more than particle. So if you want to understand anything that's alien, it ain't going to be attached to a particle world. It's kind of where we're evolving to, is this particle world is fucking us up. We're not understanding how to operate and function effectively within a particle reality. We're evolving past that because it's just a holographic image, basically, and it's like you're the designer of your own game. I've been trying to explain that for a long time, but it's It's nothing more like a computer game that you designed yourself, uh, from that spiritual, alien, other dimensional, that out of body experience. That is real. It's like a parallel world. It does have an influence. It's like somebody can haunt you negatively. So, a nice angel can be there to protect you. Yeah, there are other things that do influence our lives from a different parallel type world, but they don't come with spaceships. And you have to literally access them through yourself, through your being. But you do come from there and you enter here. It's, they're just as screwed up in their world trying to influence and control us when they need to have control for themselves on that end. That's why it's like, um, what you want to do is tap into your full potential self, which is out there as well. There's so many things that are going on that you don't see, but knowing and understanding the things you can't see is what our awakeness is going to be. Um, so I know I'm probably rambling. I just wanted to let everybody know where I'm at. Really busy, kind of really overwhelmed right now, trying to get things done. It's almost like if you want to create something different, every aspect of your life patterns need to change, and it's like creating chaos within your own personal environment. So right now I got a lot of chaos, and being hypersensitive, it's like, oh, where to begin. So I'm in shock most of the time, but making some changes and seeing some productive things go on. And I'm hoping to get everything a little bit more stable within a week. So this book reading should be a lot more regular. Um, this radio show should be something that is regular, and a lot of other things going on in my life in the background now that I'm also really, really excited about. And so dying to share so many things that I know with a lot of people, and just have fun with it. So anyways, there's my update. Peace out.